Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Facebook Friday morning. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Hop on, say hi, share my videos. Again, it's Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. So for today's Facebook Live, I'm going to put on my glasses. What I'm going to show and play with is Come Together Sweet. Okay, so I'll be showing you all that. So just grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Let's get started. Okay, so this is from the new catalog. There is a couple things I'm using that aren't from the holiday catalog, but let's start with that. So this is the Gather Together stamp set with the Gathered Leaves dies. The total suite is called Come Together. Okay. Let me just open this so you can see these pieces. I'm going to be using quite a few of these today. So these are the dies. Now, if you can see, these are embossed and then cut out. I'm going to show you a couple little tricks today. And this is the stamp set. We have some designer series paper, which you'll be seeing some of that, which of course is two-sided. It's one side. And there's the other. And I do have my paper share going on right now, which you can sign up for. It'll be in the video later, in the writing part. And it's also on my Facebook page. So if you want to get in on that, time's running out, but you can still get into that. Okay, and here's the hammered embossing folder. That also goes with that suite, and you'll see more of that. I know you can't really see it, but you'll be able to see it shortly. We have some ribbon to that suite. Again, don't forget to jump on, say hi. And I will be showing the new Delicata inks. Hi, everyone. There you all are. Okay, so we've got the copper, the silver, and the gold. And I'll be showing you an alternative on how to use the re-inkers. So I have a lot to show you, so I'm going to get started. Before I do, I want to bring in a couple of things to show you. I received a couple cards in the mail, so I want to give a shout out to Vicki Brooks for this beautiful thank you card that she sent me. Isn't that beautiful? So that's from Vicki. Thank you, Vicki. And I also have one from Trisha, or Patricia. Looks like you go by Trisha. And look at this cute little bag type. And I'm going to have to definitely play with this. Okay, so you pull it out here. And it has the sentiment on it. Okay. Yeah, Trisha, I'm showing your card. And trust me, you're going to want the re-inkers to play with too after you see this. And then here is the other part of the card. So isn't that cute? I might have to case that, Trisha. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's move this over there. And let me bring in some of the cards that I'm going to show you, and that a couple that we will be doing. Okay, so I want to show you cards first. This one is, of course, you know how much I love our foil, our gold and silver foiled papers. So this one is using the Gather Together, the Delicata gold. And this sleeve right here does not have it has a stamp set, you know, a stamp, and then you cut it out. But of course on the silver, on the gold and silver, you can't see that because it can't ink it up. But it's very hard to see here. But these are embossed, and you can just see the little lines in there. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lisa. So this is just an elegant card using the dies from the Come Together suite. I want to say Come Together. It just rolls off my tongue, but Come Together doesn't, so I stumble with that one. And then inside, of course, I use the wheat and the saying. Beautiful sayings. Okay. Okay, Lisa. Trisha, they want to know how to make that bag, so I'm going to be playing around with that and hopefully doing that on one of my next videos. Okay, so there's the gold one. Then I changed it up a bit, and I did it in silver. But this time what I did, I ran the big card, the big sleeve, through our hammered embossing folder. Now you can see the embossed leaf part from those dies. Absolutely gorgeous. And for the large one, because it's flat, okay, I decided to run it through the Big Shot with the hammered embossing folder. So that's just a little change up there. And again, this is with the Silver Delicata. Okay. And before I go any further with the samples, let me show you the hammered, what it looks like in different colors. So this is off-white, the very vanilla, which we're going to be using. I'm going to be showing you a really cool trick with that. This is the gold. Nope, this is the, sorry, this is, I get them confused. These two look so much alike. This is the copper. Okay, this is the champagne, I think it was, or it might have been a piece of grapefruit left. I think this is the grapefruit that I had left. I just wanted to show you, look how that shines. This is the gold. Just going to try something on my camera. I don't know if this is going to work, but okay. That's the gold. Then we've got silver. And that's what I did to the leaf. And then we have regular cardstock. Now, when you use regular cardstock, you see you got bumpies there. You can also turn it around and use the other side. Embossed and debossed. The trick I'm going to show you, or the technique I'm going to show you with the re-inkers, I'll show you the difference. I didn't like it with the recessed part. Okay? All right, so that's how they look. All right, let's put those over here. And let's finish with the cards. Okay, so here's two simply stamped cards. You know, I always like to show you those. And again, I stamped the pumpkins. This is Cajun Craze. And then once I stamped everything, then I ran it through the Big Shot with the hammered embossing folder. Just a quick, simply stamped card. Okay, that's that one. And again, the still shots will be on here later. Another one I did, just so you could see the difference. This is the back side. So this is the debossed, I guess you would call it. One is embossed. This is the back side, recessed, debossed, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this is a little change-up card, but I also used the other side of the embossing folder. So you can use either side. And then, of course, I used the wheat on the inside of that. Now, getting in with the designer series paper, I would have never thought to put these colors together, but they are in the catalog. You know, the colors of the designer series paper. So I always like to follow a few and see what I come up with. Well, this is one of the designer series papers that's in there with mint macaron or mint macaroon, depending on the way you say it. This, of course, die is from the Ornate dies, from which I showed you last week in the Halloween set. Okay, and then inside, of course, is the saying with the wheat. So don't just stick with, you know, fall colors. I guess this is a fall color too, but it's also a springy color. So you can get the use the different colors. Now here's another one I did with using the designer series paper, Seafoam Green, or the Seafoam, whatever it's called, sorry. In the catalog, it doesn't show using this color, but I thought this paired up nice with it. Okay, actually, this is one of my favorites. Okay, so we have the Seafoam here, we have the mint macaron, and then we have the designer series paper. Now, the designer series paper says it's Pear Pizzazz, but I thought that was too dark, so I decided to do it this way. Now, again, the framelits here are actually from, which I used before, are from the frosted framelits, which you can buy now. I use this a lot, those two framelits together. This is what you come up with. Okay, and I absolutely love this one. I love them all. Who am I kidding? No, I have favorites. Which one's your favorite so far? Okay, so that now in the catalog with the papers, it also says to use peacock, pretty peacock. So I'm going to show you this one. This is a Z-fold card, you would call it, because it looks like a Z. See? There's no banner or anything in the front. Again, this is the Designer Series paper. I teamed that up with the Pretty Peacock and the Sahara Sand. And then I just cut out a bunch of the pumpkins and lined it up there. There's that ribbon, crumb cake ribbon. The ribbon comes 2 in a pack, just like that. And then when you open it up, it looks like that. Okay, again, I love this saying, may the season bring you smiles and love that will last all year long. Season of thanks. So I absolutely love this. Okay, so that's my samples, except for the one we're going to stamp. Let me get this out of the way, which I didn't show you that yet. I will be showing you that shortly. Let me get this over here. Okay, so let me show you this card, and I'll show you how it's done, okay? So this card is using my embossing folder with the re-inkers, and I am going to show you that. And then, of course, the Designer Series paper. I teamed that up with some of our doodads that we already have in the catalog, and these are the designer elements because they have gold, silver, and copper. So don't forget to use those with your fall cards, okay? I'm not going to take it out of the box. That's in the large catalog. Okay, and then when you open this one up, it says Season of Thanks. Now, this is with the copper Delicata ink. That's what I stamped it in. And I'm going to show you another trick, okay, on how to emboss your framelits, the embossed framelits, how to get the color in there. So this one's going to take a little bit, so let's get started. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to bring in what I've already done. Now, I've already done a couple pieces here. Let me show you. Okay, so here's the copper embossed leaves. That's what they look like when you use the dyes, okay? And I know it might look gold there, but it is copper. So with this card, let's see. Instead of using the large, oh, actually, this was the wrong one, wasn't it? Okay, well, we'll start with this one. Now, let's switch it, because I told you I was going to show you how to do that one. So let's go back. Okay, I grabbed the wrong set. Let's grab this set, because I know you're dying to see this. Okay. Oh yeah, and we have some wooden elements that you can actually color that go to that too. All right, so let's do this. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. So for this one, what I'm going to show you is you can stamp that just like I did this. I used Mary Merlot, and this one was, I think, Cajun Craze. Now, here's what I was talking about. You see how I got the color in there? Well, let me show you how I did that. It's a little messy, but it's so worth it. Let me bring in my dyes. And for this one, I want, let's see, the smaller one. So put that there. Okay. I'm going to bring in my Mary Merlot, if I can find it here. There it is. Okay. So what you do, if you just emboss this, you're just going to get, excuse me, you're going to get this cut out with an embossed look. But you can actually press it down, and for this I use my pick tool. Press it down in your ink, lift it up gently, place it on a piece of paper. It's okay if it smears a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in the Big Shot. So this is going to move a little bit. Gently bring that out. You could use a Post-it note to hold it down too. Okay, and I'm just going to put this right up here so you can see it. And then I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. I know, Susan, the wish lists are growing. Okay, so I'm just going to run that up once and twice. And then pull it out. I am going to be using the Big Shot again, so I'm just going to set it back here. Okay, and let's take this off. Okay, so when I pop that out, and sometimes this little one gets stuck in there, so you just want to gently lift a little piece out. First, I usually tap it just to see if it comes out. If not, just grab an edge. I usually try for the... Oops. Of course, now I'm on live television, so it's going to be harder for me to get it. Okay, I got to pull this away from the camera because that makes me nervous trying to pull it out. There we go. So I just got a little edge there so I can pull it off. Okay, so there you have it. There's the embossed leaf. See, it's got some color in it now? No, what I did was I inked, I just inked it up. Susan's asked if I embossed it twice. No, I inked it up in the ink pad, and then I put it on the Big Shot and cut it out. Okay? All right, so now I got 3 pieces. All right, so we're going to bring this in. This is Mary Merlot. Oh, wait a minute. We got to do the important part. Okay, so what you would do for the frame is you would take a piece of very vanilla or white. This gets really messy, so I'm going to get another piece of paper here. Let's just grab this. This does get messy. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is to get that frame with all the different colors in it. You can see it's got the gold, silver. Okay. So you run it through your Big Shot with the embossing folder. Through the Big Shot. Comes out looking like this. You're going to take that and you're going to take your re-inkers. Doesn't matter which one you start. I only use the 3 first of all, and you're going to drizzle. Okay, just drizzle all over. Okay. And then we're going to take the copper, and we're going to do the same thing. Now this, I will tell you, the Delicata ink, if you're just stamping, it does dry within a few minutes. But this, however, because you see this is pigment ink, it's like paint. It is paint. And it's thick. This has to dry quite a while. Or you can heat it with your heat gun. What I did was I also used clear embossing powder at one time just to seal it. Okay, so there you go. Nice and squishy. And then what you're going to do, and hopefully I still have it over here. I have to find it. You're going to get an old credit card or, yeah, something like an old credit card, which of course now I can't find mine. So let's use a piece of cardboard. If you don't have that, you can take anything that's stiff. Okay, cardboard works. And you're going to start at the top. Just grab a little ink, just like this. Okay, that's it. You just want to get a little ink on that piece and drag it down. Look at that. Don't go over it too many times. It'll muddle it all together. Maybe once or twice just to get the color on the inside. Let me bring it up to the camera before I do the other side. Look at that. Can you see it? Isn't it great? Okay, like I said, it's messy, but oh so fun. It is a lot of ink, pigment ink here, and then just drag it down. That's all. And then, of course, you're going to have quite a bit on here. You could, if you wanted to do another small piece, you could. But let me show you, while I'm waiting for that, this I'm not using because it's going to dry. This is the recessed side. See, there's the embossed side, the one we just did. Here's what it looks like if you try to do the other side. It's a little harder because you got to get into a lot more nooks and crannies. But since I have extra here, I'm just going to mush it down on here. I'll use it for something. See how I'm bringing it in? But again, there's a lot more nooks and crannies. So I like the other side better. Okay. I'm just going to set this over here to dry. Again, that's using the re-inkers. I just realized I don't have my big lights on either. Boy, I'm not awake this morning. So let me just move this out of the way. so that it'll dry. And then bring in my Big Shot. Okay. Because voila, I have a dried piece. So that's what a dried piece looks like. Okay. And for this, what I'm going to do is grab my, let's see where they are, my rectangle framelits. I'm going to grab not the largest one, but the next to the largest. And then you can play with any, it depends on how thick you want your frame. Maybe this one I'll make a little thicker. So instead of using this one, I should number these. Let's use, let me see. Let me try this one. Yeah, I'm going to try this one. I want a thicker frame on this, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Okay, so we're just going to bring that in. And my plate. Sorry, I'm going to be moving the camera here. That's crooked. It's very hard to do this stand. It's under the camera, but okay, so let's just go through here. Oh yeah, you can see it much better on the thicker. Sorry about that. On the thicker frame. All right. Make sure it went all through. So that's what it's going to look like. We're going to peel this off. That piece. Hopefully it all took. I might have to run it back. Yeah, let me just run it real quick upside down. Sometimes if you flip it around, it'll cut even better. There was just one portion I didn't get, so I'm just running it through real quick. Again. Now let's pull it back off here. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so now let's grab this. There was just one corner I missed. It does make the paper very, it's not wet, okay, but it's very thin now, okay, because there was a lot of ink on that. Okay, and then gently pull this off. Now, of course, I got the ink on my hands from before, from when I just re-inked all that. Let's pull that off gently. The less ink you use, the less time it will take to dry. I used quite a bit. I would say less is more, because you can always add it. Yeah, it does. Maureen says it looks like foil paper now. It does, but it's got all three colors on it. That's what's cool. Now, the other part of that is, guess what? You can use this for another card. Okay, so here you can really see it. So you can use this one for another card. All right, so you see the difference. One is thicker than the other, but you get to see it a little better. I'm going to put that over here for a minute. Okay, bring in my Mary Merlot. Definitely share my videos. I think this one's pretty cool. Okay, so this would go layer right on here. So let's go ahead and do that. And I know I hate to use that side, but I like that side too. So you have to buy extra. Aw, thank you, Angie. Well, I love the fact that you joined me this early in the morning, or for some of you, late at night. Okay, so there, we're going to lay that down. And here's my frame. And I'm just going to angle that frame. You can do it straight if you wanted to, but I just wanted to, I thought it looked pretty cool like that. So whether you snail, whether you Tombow, detail glue, we have plenty of adhesives for you to choose from. I'm going to use snail, quick and easy. I'm just going to angle that, lay it down. Okay. And again, I still have ink on my hands, but you see it's dry. Okay. So then I'm going to bring in my little pieces. Now for these, I'm actually going to pop them up with dimensionals. And again, a little organizational tip. I keep everything in our cases. I usually have them labeled. These happen to be for the tables. When the stampers come, they know to grab everything at the end of the table. But I keep all my doodads and everything else in there. So I'm just going to pop some dimensionals on here. Somebody asked when I'd be back on Sundays. Our summer ends after Labor Day, so probably the Sunday after Labor Day, but I will let you know. And then, of course, in October, I go back to Sunday classes, so every other Sunday I won't be on. Well, maybe I will be. Maybe I'll just show you what we did in class. Okay, so I'm going to just put some dimensionals on here. So, again, 2 different techniques, embossing your dies using your ink pad, and how to distress, I guess you would call that, distress your hammered embossing folder. We'll put that one right there. And we'll just put this one right here. Like it's falling down. Okay. Then, of course, the Ornate die is what I used for that. So we're going to bring that in. Let's see, this one says gather together. So this one's going to say season of thanks. Let me make sure that's cleaned off. No, it's not. I like to change them up a little bit. There, okay. And you're going to see how fast this really does dry when you're not using it as paint with the re-inker. Okay, and we're just going to put season of thanks. And then we're going to use dimensionals for that. And something long like this, I like to put 3 of them on there. Just angle that. Then remember the other ribbon. We had 2 ribbons. This is one. And then this is the Cajun Craze, which you could actually use them together like that. But for this one, I'm just going to tie a little bow. Get an idea of how big I need it. Cut that off. Tie it a little tighter. I'm going to actually, since I have these out, use a glue dot here. And what I do with the glue dots when it's something that small, if I'm not using Tombow, I just take a glue dot and kind of curl it up or roll it up in a little ball. Put it right there. Put my bow there. Cut off the tails a little bit without cutting your card. Bring in those doodads. And for this one, I'm going to, because I used the copper, I'm going to use the copper colored one. Put that right over that glue dot. And then, oh, that's gold. Sometimes they do look alike. And then just put one on each side there. And let's see if I cut myself a extra piece of cardstock here, which I should have. Maybe not. Well, I'll grab one. I need my saying. Boy, I really wasn't prepared today, was I? There it is. Okay. And this is for the inside. So I've got season of thanks there, so I like this saying, may your seasons be full of laughter. That's not what it really says, but I'm not going to read it again. And I'm just going to stamp that in there. And then I can use the leaves or the pumpkin. But I want to show you another item. This you can buy now. Okay, this is in the annual catalog. Remember Colorful Seasons? There you have more leaves that you can add to this. And dies. Okay, so see it's got that cutout die. And you're going to see me use that in a minute. So that actually cuts it out. So this, Colorful Seasons, the Thinlits, and the stamp set are available now. And they go so well with this set. So I'm going to use that stamp for here. So don't forget to look in the annual catalog to see what you can change up and use with the new stamp sets. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to layer that inside. So, who wants some happy mail? I make all these cards, and I use most of them, but I have a lot. I'll have a lot here. So, if you'd like to get some happy mail, just private message me that you want it. Send your address to me, and I will pick 5 lucky winners. Don't care whether it's United States or out of the country. I can send you happy mail. So, IM me that you'd like happy mail, and send me your address so I can get those out to you, okay? So here's 2 cards using that technique, embossing, debossing, distressing the framelit with the Delicata pigment inks. You like that one? That's my favorite, I think. And again, don't forget you can color that in by embossing it, putting that in your ink pad. Okay, so that's the first one. Second one I have to show you, that's the one I brought in by mistake before. Excuse me. And this is where you can see the dies. I don't have a sample of this one because I'm just playing with this one now. So I haven't done this yet. All I did was I cut out those dies. And this is using the copper foil paper. And then here is that stamp or die from Colorful Seasons. Okay, that die cuts it out really intricately. Okay, so we're going to use that one this time. Now again, I don't have a sample for this one because I'm just playing with this. Now again, this is Cajun Craze. The other one was Mary Merlot, and those are great fall colors. Okay, so let me just see what time it is. Okay, doing good with the time. Okay. So this one I'm going to turn this way. And again, this is the Designer Series paper. This is the other side. Remember this card? Well, this is the other side, which is gorgeous. And that, I'm going to layer right on there. Let me see if I want to... I think I'm going to layer it like that. Yeah, it makes it show up better. Okay, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one, remember, I'm just thinking out loud here. Okay, I'm stamping as we go along. Put that right on here. Put that there. Yep. Okay, I'm going to bring in these ribbons that go with this set. And I think what I'm going to do is just put a little snail there. And just grab that around the back. Bring it around the front. Okay. Then, I probably don't really have to do this, but I like to put snail there to hold whatever ribbon I'm doing in place. And then I'm just going to put that Cajun Craze ribbon right in the middle. And then I'm going to layer it on my cardstock. Again, remember, just doing this as I go along. I'm going to layer that right on here. I'm going to figure out where I want my leaves. These are just so pretty. Maybe here. Here, let's see. One there. I'm going to move them up just a little bit. And how about one there? Okay, then what I'm going to do is, remember I said they had those little wooden pieces that also come as part of the suite, if you buy the suite, or you can buy these separate. Okay, we have feathers, and I love this, little tree stumps. Okay, so here's something. You don't have to use this for Thanksgiving. Okay, how about putting a little Christmas stamp on there, and the kids can make little Christmas ornaments. What do you think? So again, we have a lot of those. There's, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like 14 of these. So that's a cute little class, maybe for the kids. Make little ornaments. For this one, what I already did is I already colored it with ink with my blends. I did the white one, which was right here. And I put some dark blends on there and then blended it in. And I'm just going to put that like right here, I think. Okay, so I think I have the where I want this. This one's pretty thin, doesn't have a lot of place to glue. So I would normally use my detailed glue, but since I don't have that and I don't want to get up again, I'm just going to put a glue dot right here just to hold it in place. I don't know if that's really going to work, but I could get up and get my glue dot. There we go. I mean my detailed glue. That's what I would use on it. Okay, so there we go. And then maybe put this down here with some dimensionals. So that one's going to lay flat. This one's going to be bumped up a little bit. I love the detail on that, so I'm going to put this one a little bit under it. I think I'm going to change that. I'm going to go with this. Yep. Okay. Great way to design a card is just cut everything out and then lay it all out and decide where you want everything. And this one can go right up here. And I think I'm going to put this one like right here. Yeah, I think. Okay, so let's bump that one up with a dimensional or two. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Got a little tan, so. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to put right here. I'm going to put that right below that. Now, this I would use Tombow. I don't have my Tombow out, so I'm just going to put a little snail on there for now. I will probably take it off and put some Tombow on there. I'm just going to put that there. And let's see, did I cut out a piece to stamp my sentiment? It should be here somewhere. I probably lost it, so I'll use something else. Okay, but I want that. I don't want that to show like that, so let's grab this ribbon. And let's see how this ties. Might be too bulky for what I want it for. Ties really nice. Oh, no, actually it isn't. I think, oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tie that in a bow. Right there. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so for this, I'm going to put a couple glue dots on there. And I do use a couple. Okay, I'm bringing it in so I can show you. Again, there's other adhesives that you can use, but since I have my glue dots here, I'm putting them on that knot and also on the actual bow. Right here, so you can see it. It's stuck to my finger now. Okay. And we're just going to put that right here. So it kind of covers up the part that I wanted covered. There we go. And now I just have to put the sentiment inside and one outside. And I had everything cut. Let's just see what I can use here. Let me grab something I already have cut out. Okay, so I have an oval already cut out here, so let's use that. Okay, so I can put that anywhere I want. Let's see, maybe here, maybe right there. I'm going to put it right here. Nope, change my mind because I don't want anything to cover up my leaves except for that. So I think I'm going to do it on the side here. Okay, that works. So let's grab the copper. Gather together. Season of thanks. And how about the wheat? By the time I'm ready to put this all together, that ink is already dried. And again, grab the dimensionals. Put that on the corner right there. I just didn't want to mess up my beautiful leaves. Get that out of the way before it gets in my way. Put this right here. Go ahead and layer that inside. And then I'm going to grab something to brighten. Well, it is bright enough, I guess, but I want a little embellishment, a little more embellishment. These are our holiday rhinestones. Okay, they have Coastal Cabana. Let's see if it tells me on the back. I could read you off all the names, but you see them in the catalog. Everything I use will be in here on the Facebook Live and on my YouTube video when I'm done later today. Let me grab this. I'm going to use these guys because I want something a little bit brighter. I think that's the same size, but let me grab this one. And maybe just for the heck of it, I'll throw one or two in here just to brighten it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so there you have it. Yes, as Vicky said, stamping by the seat of my pants. So there's another great card. Now again, I used the copper, okay, but you also saw, and I'll do the still shots and so show you again before I end. Okay. One more quick little thing I want to show, and this was a last minute thing I decided. I wanted to do it, but then oh, look what I found. There we go. That's why I didn't have it. Okay. I get off on tangents. Okay. So I wanted to show you something other than a card, too. So how about, I know a lot of people celebrate Thanksgiving, and they do the dinners. So how about a piece of cardstock? This is actually left over, but I'll give you the measurements. I'll measure everything. I just came up with this 5 minutes before the live. So I'm going to fold that in half. You could actually use any piece that's left over. So these are all leftover pieces. Okay. This is a leftover piece from when I cut my cardstock. You can use either side. I'm going to go with this side and show you how those colors look so pretty together. So that's the pretty peacock. And then this is the designer series paper that was left over. And I'm just going to snail that down. Put that right in the middle here. Okay. I'm going to bring in one of the pumpkins that I already had done for that Z-fold card. And I'll just bring that in so you can remember that. And I used Winkostella on those too. I don't know if I told you that. And I'm going to put that there with dimensionals. Again, remember, this is leftovers, scraps. Put a couple dimensionals on there. You know what I'm doing, right? Anybody want to shout out what I'm doing? And then let me just grab this, if I can get it off the table here. There we go. Again, the die is cut out is from Ornate. And I have a little place card. And I could also, if I wanted to, add a little bit more to it. Let's see. My stamp set is right here, and I have some extra things here. So let's just see. I got some extra little guys here. Maybe I want to put. Yes, it's a great class idea. Yep, I'm going to put that. I'm just going to snail that down. Now, the reason I put snail there is because that part of it's going to go on top, and part of it's going to be. Okay, so let's see. So this piece has to be glued on there. So let me glue him down and put a dimensional there so I can get the different levels. You know what I mean? Okay. There we go. And there we have a little place card holder for Thanksgiving. Okay, and great for a class. And again, if you wanted to, you could use the Wink Estella and fancy it up even more. So those are my cards. I'll bring them back in for you. There's my little reserved, my little place card. There's the card that we just did. I will do still shots. Here are the two cards with the embossing folder and the pigment ink refills. I call it distressed embossing. And again, remember how to emboss your die with ink by pressing the die into the ink. My Z-fold card with the little pumpkins. And don't forget to use different colors. Okay, this was the mint macaron. This is Seafoam, mint macaron. Funny story, when we used to go pumpkin picking with my son, we always had to get a green pumpkin. He loved the Ninja Turtles, so he always painted his pumpkin like a Ninja Turtle. So every year we got a green pumpkin. Okay, this is with the opposite side of the folder, so it's recessed. This is simple stamping. Then we have the silver Delicata ink and foil. The gold with our glimmer paper. And I know you can't see it here, but I can see the detail on those leaves, everyone but the big one. Okay, let me flip the camera. So I hope you enjoyed the Come to Gather suite. It's a great set. I don't want you to just think of Thanksgiving, okay, because it's a fall set. There's birthdays in the fall. These would make awesome birthday cards, thank you cards, and whatever else you needed. And don't forget my little place card. I'll show you now that I put it up that way. There we go. Little place card. I'll put that on my desk over there for when I go to work in a little while. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I do have a giveaway for everyone who shared and commented on my last video last Friday. And here is a little grab bag. I will say it's an ink spot and a paper pumpkin stamp set. Okay. And let's see who's going to win that. And I will be giving away one next Friday from today's video. So don't forget to share my videos. Leave your comments. If you want some happy mail, just send me a private message with your address. Also, don't forget, bonus days ends August 31st. If you have those coupons, you want to use them. Also ending August 31st is the sign-up special. $99 gets you $155 of merchandise, your choice, for the starter kit. I'd also like to again welcome Diane, and I don't like to use last names. They may not want me to shout out their names. So Diane N. and Vicky. Vicky is my newest member. So hi, Vicky. Thank you for joining my team. Remember, that ends August 31st. Also, don't forget the person that, and it's wet back there, the tote bag that I have, the Stampin' Up! Great tote bag, will go to the person that puts me over the points that I need to get to Maui, and I am this close. So keep those orders coming. You may win that bag, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for ordering and sharing my videos. And now let's find out who wins that stamp set. I know I ramble, don't I? Janie Anderson. It comes up as Roger and Janie. So Janie Anderson, Roger and Janie Anderson, please IM me with your address, and you are the winner of this little grab bag. And I will have another one like this next Friday for today's videos. So enjoy your weekend, everyone. I will see you back here next Friday morning at 8 a.m. Keep on stamping, stampers. Bye.